Honestly, I'm still riding the hype from the new Spider-Man trailer. I haven't stopped thinking about it. It genuinely made me feel like a kid again watching the original movies I was brought up with.
Hello, Peter.
And since I laid my eyes on that masterpiece of a trailer, I realised I needed more doses of Spider-Man, so I ran down to my local HMV and bought myself some copies of any Spider-Man movie I saw. And you damn well know I've watched every single one of them now. Plus I re-downloaded the remastered version of the Spider-Man game for the PS5, and then I realised that I haven't done a video in a while. And what would be the perfect first video back off my break than talking about the best Marvel IP there is? More specifically, I wanted to talk about the DLC for Marvel's Spider-Man: The City That Never Sleeps. But before we start, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Marvel Spider-Man is definitely up there on my list of my favourite games, and when I heard that there was going to be 3 additional story DLCs to add to it, I slapped my debit card down so hard to order the season pass I snapped my IKEA desk in half. Now the only problem that I had with the season pass as a base product was that I originally thought that each DLC was going to be its own story with its own villain, and that isn't strictly true. Instead it acts as a 3-parter to one big story where you have to face Hammerhead, who is trying to rise up the ranks of the Margia, and soon leads to him stealing supplies and weapons from Silver Sable. Oh, and Black Cat is there too. As a whole I think it worked fairly well, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit disappointed that we didn't get more than freaking Hammerhead for 3 DLCs. I suppose if you wanted to argue the point, then yes, Screwball also makes an appearance as an ongoing villain, but she's just there to give you challenges. I would say that if you love the base game, then this is just more of that. You have the storyline missions which help you progress through the plot, you have the aforementioned challenges, the hideouts make a return, collectibles, and also the regular crimes and progress. Which I would recommend that you do them as they pop up, because you'll want to get those trophies as fast as you can, or else you'll find yourself roaming around New York waiting for someone to get mugged or something. Luckily there isn't as many crimes to stop as there was in the original game, so I was extremely grateful for that. I did notice as the story progresses that your run-ins with Hammerhead's men become a lot more harder, and not in a good way. Sure, they add a good range of enemies that keep you on your toes, but sometimes I felt like I was being overwhelmed by the amount of enemies that they throw at you. It's really hard to react to every single attack when they're coming at you all at the same time. Also, I still have no idea how you beat these guys. I just wait till it gives me the option to use my instant takedown because I never learned these guys' weaknesses. The DLC does do a good job of pacing out the story, even if it sometimes does feel a little stretched out, but each character gets their time in the spotlight. Black Cat was probably my favourite character to make an appearance just because I thought she was really cool in the animated show when I was a kid, and I always thought that her relationship with Peter is really interesting, and that same spark is shown here. You can tell that there's history between these guys.
Oh, hey Spider.
Felicia, the Magi are no joke. You shouldn't be playing with them.
Oh, but I like to play.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Hammerhead was a great surprise to me, to be fair. The last time I saw this guy pop up in anything was the second Spider-Man game on the PS1, so it was cool to see a version of him that doesn't look like his face was glued onto his head. And Yuri Watanabe gets a shining role in this. There's so much character development going on, and I'm really intrigued to see where they'll take her character in the next game. As far as getting all the trophies for the 3 DLCs, it all comes down to clearing everything on the map, complete all the random crimes, Hammerhead hideouts, side missions, everything. The only 3 trophies that stand out is to get spectacular or better on all Screwball challenges for every DLC, but honestly, it ain't that hard. Overall, I thought this was a decent DLC pack. I thought the new costumes were dope as f***, and I enjoyed seeing a villain who's been underused in the past. And I'm always seeing this DLC on sale on the PlayStation Store, so if you wanted to try it, it's always available for cheap. And if it's not on sale right now, give it a bit and I can assure you that it'll be on sale in no time. Also, there are 2 more additional trophy lists for Marvel Spider-Man. The remastered list and the New Game Plus list. I think I'm going to do a separate video on these, so be sure to stick around for that.
As if you'll pardon the pun.
And as always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.